So at several of our evening programs, the past few months, we've been reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, entitled The Summum Bonum, Chapter 13, entitled Brahma Stealing the Boys and Calves. And today is June 29th, 2020. So we'll continue that reading. And we're in Chapter 13. We're on text 51. We're in text 51, Chapter 13, Canto 10, Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ganatimirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayamupakadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utaparakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganaragnatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitan Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagnalalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radhakanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Garange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchikalpata Yubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanan Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschacha Desha Tarine Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should first offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayan, to Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, and to Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta praise Shribad Vishunicham Bhagavata Sevya. Bhagavad Yutamashloki Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Canto 10, Chapter 13, Text 51. So the Sanskrit reads, Atmadi Stamba Paryanter Mortimad Bishcharacharai Richa Gita Dhyane Karhe Pritag Upasita. Translation. All beings, both moving and non-moving, from the four-headed Lord Brahma down to the most insignificant living entity, had taken forms and were differently worshipping those Vishnu Murtis according to their respective capacities, with various means of worship such as dancing and singing. So Brahma has stolen the cowherd boys, put them in a cave. He comes back, what for him is a moment later, and on Earth, it's a year later, and there the cowherd boys are, and he's bewildered. Does Krishna, when I look there, does Krishna put the cowherd boys and calves there? And when I look there, or are there two sets or three sets? And as he's trying to figure it all out, because the whole idea is he's trying to bewilder Krishna with his great mystic power, and it's a complete boomerang, and he's getting completely befuddled, and he's in the midst of a complete befuddlement. And then it gets worse for him, because then all the coward boys and calves, they become four-armed Vishnu forms. And now all living entities in creation are starting to worship and celebrate these Vishnu forms. So Brahma's really bamboozled. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, innumerable living entities are engaged in different types of worship of the Supreme, according to their abilities and karma. But everyone is engaged, Jivaras Rupohoi, Krishnera Nichidas. There is no one who is not serving. Therefore, the Mahabhagavat, the topmost devotee, sees everyone as being engaged in the service of Krishna. Only himself does he see as not engaged. We have to elevate ourselves from a lower position to a higher position. And the topmost position is that of direct service in Vrindavan. But everyone is engaged in service. Denial of service of the Lord is Maya. Ekale Ishvara Krishna Arasabhabricha Yare Yaite Nachayase Taiche Kare Nricha. That's from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter 5, text 142. Only Krishna is the supreme master, and all others are his servants. As Krishna desires, everyone dances according to his tune. We're on text 51 of chapter 13, canto 10, text 51. There are two kinds of living entities, the moving and the non-moving. Trees, for example, stand in one place, whereas ants move. Brahma saw that all of them, down to the smallest creatures, had assumed different forms and were accordingly engaged in the service of Lord Vishnu. One receives a form according to the way one worships the Lord. In the material world, the body one receives is guided by the demigods. This is sometimes referred to as the influence of the stars. As indicated in Bhagavad Gita 3.27 by the words Prakrite Kriyamanani, according to the laws of nature, one is controlled by the demigods. All living entities are serving Krishna in different ways, but when they are Krishna conscious, their service is fully manifest. As a flower in the bud gradually fructifies and yields its desired aroma and beauty, so when a living entity comes to the platform of Krishna consciousness, the beauty of his real form comes into full blossom. That is the ultimate beauty and the ultimate fulfillment of desire. Right. Yes. So it's described. There's a verse in the Brahma Samhita. Yas twindra gopam atavindra mahosvakarma bandhana upam palabhajana matanoti Kamani nirdahati chintucha bhakti bhajam govindamari pusham tamaham bhajami. And it describes that everyone from Indra and Brahma, and it says, Prabhupada said, Indra, there's Indra, yes, twindra gopam atavindra. Indra gopa means a germ, it means a microscopic germ. And Prabhupada sometimes describes, he says there's many species of microscopic germs. And he describes how precise the Vedas are. So from these microscopic germs and ants up to Indra and Brahma, they're all subject to the laws of karma, except for those engaged in devotional service and doing bhajan in devotional service. Then they're transcendental to that and to the laws of karma. They're under the direct auspices of Sri Krishna. So it is often said everyone has to serve somebody. Have to serve somebody. We'll serve the devil or we'll serve the Lord. Some song like that. And so here, all the living entities in creation, they're appearing before Lord Brahma. The ants and the germs and the animals and the demigods, and they're all serving these Vishnu forms who revealed themselves out of the cowherd boy forms and the calf forms and the cow forms. Yes. So Prabhupada, he's kind of commenting on the principle of the different adhikaris. So he's describing the Uttama adhikari, another name for Uttama. Uttama means ultimate. Tama is ignorance. Uttama is ultimate, above ignorance. The Uttama adhikari is called the Mahabhagavat, the topmost devotee. He sees everyone as being engaged in the service of Krishna. Only himself does he see as not engaged. So that's what it means that at that topmost platform of devotional consciousness, one doesn't make distinctions. If we're influenced by the material nature and we don't make distinctions, we're just a fool, and we get more and more entangled. It's our service to make distinctions about how to relate to Krishna's different energies and different people, how to relate to the different distinctions in a way so that we gradually make advancement. But someone on the other side of the Viraj River, someone who's truly fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness, they're really saying, oh, everyone's so beautifully absorbed in Krishna's service except for me. And that's true humility. That's different than false humility. If I say humble sounding things so people think I'm humble, but because that humility drives the Mahabhagavat to ever increasing love and service enthusiasm for Krishna. And so, yes, so Krishna's manifesting quite a show of transcendental spiritual mystic potency here. And then Prabhupada mentions, one receives a form according to the way one worships the Lord. In the material world, the body one receives is guided by the demigods. This is sometimes referred to as the influence of the stars. So the whole thing with astrology. So astrology is an ancient Vedic science. So it's not just some mystic woo-woo, right? Although maybe much of what goes in the name of astrology is some mystic woo, but there is the actual science of astrology. And it's basically, the actual science of astrology is, she's laughing. The actual science of astrology is, it's basically, it's the science of our karma. It's another way to say karma, okay? That my karma created a particular line. Same with palm reading, my karma, and then someone who's truly expert can read like that and figure out something, as we like to say. We got this from Arlene Curtis. The past can explain a lot about the present, but it can't take responsibility for it. So whether we call it karma, astrology, nature, nurture, sociological analysis, it's all saying the same thing, what we created in our past. And so from the stars, someone who can read that can understand a lot about why I am like I am. And then, of course, the unfortunate non-Vedic way to misapply that is to become a victim of it. Mm-hmm. To become a victim of it, right? Like, well, it's in my stars. What can I do? So no, that's completely not Vaishnav. Vaishnav is, well, as we like to say, so nurture influence means my parents did it to me. Nature influence means my grandparents did it to me, or my great the demigods did it to me.
Or the monkeys.
The monkeys, yeah. Prabhupada conceded. He said, maybe Darwin's great grandfather was a monkey, maybe, but not ours like that. Okay, so the idea is that, okay, whatever the past, that's what it means that the spirit soul has free will, particularly in the human form. That whatever the past, that call it karma, call it the influence of the stars, we can destroy karma forever, we can eliminate it, change it, transcend it. It's not eternal. Bhagavad Gita deals with 5 topics. Ishvara, or God, Krishna, Jiva, spirit soul, Prakriti, material nature, Kala, time, and karma. And of the 5 topics, 4 are eternal, indestructible, and the one that's not eternal is karma. And karma can be destroyed. How? Well, in our personal transformation language, we'll say by conscious living, by sattvic living, by dedication to self-realization, by bhakti yoga, by Krishna consciousness, by sattva and transcendence, we step out of our past, we change our karma, and we transcend the influence of the stars. So that's a very important point. Okay. Hare Krishna.
I was thinking about astrology, and recently I did an astrology reading, and the astrologer told me, like, it's a good time. It's a good time to go to India in March of 2020. So I'm kind of laughing about it.
You left.
Yeah, it's just funny, I think.
You're having a chuckle about it. Yeah. Because now you're thinking, it's hard to imagine that would really have been a good time to go to India in March of 2020.
And it's hard to imagine that there was no like malefic arrangement in the astrology about March of 2020 something. Yeah. But I have a question. About like one receives a form according to the way of one worship. It's not the first time I read something like that from Prabhupada's books. One receives a form according to the way one worships the Lord, and all living entities are serving Krishna in different ways. But when they are Krishna conscious, their service is fully manifest.
Yeah. All living entities are serving Krishna in different ways. When they're Krishna conscious, their service is fully manifest. Right. So we could be, so whatever. So the ant is serving Krishna, or when we're completely in Maya and just engaging in all sorts of foolish activities that increase bodily conception of life. It's a fourth chapter. What verse would be that verse 8 or something? No, verse 11. Ye yatamam prapachante tamstate vijamyam mama vartmanu vartante manusha partha sarvasha. Krishna says, everyone's following my path.
In all respect.
In all respects. Now, sometimes that verse is analyzed as applying to different forms of yogi. The karma yogi, the jnana yogi, the varnashram, like that. But
everyone is following.
Yes. Yeah. That's just like if analogously, the government can say everyone is following my path. Well, what about the murderer, criminal, who steals and robs and kills? Yeah. So then they're following my path, and they're following the government's path through a system called the prison house, right? So when we're completely forgetful of then we come into the prison house of existence. We misuse our human form. We take birth as a germ, or an animal or plant species, and then we no longer have the right. Then we no longer have the capacity to violate God's laws. Because we don't have enough free will, we don't have enough intelligence or consciousness, so everyone's following Krishna's path, and Brahma is getting a vision of that. He's seeing all living entities dancing and celebrating. So that's the way I see it. So Prabhupada's making the point, and Shukadev Goswami is making the point, everyone's serving Vishnu, everyone's serving Krishna, and when we do it consciously, in surrendering to the path of bhakti yoga, then we fully shine. Then our service personality fully shines in our original spiritual splendor.
Yeah, I love the analogy Prabhupada given. Imagine Prabhupada on the deathbed and going there as a flower in the bud gradually fructifies and yields desire, aroma, and beauty. So when a living entity comes to the platform of Krishna consciousness, the beauty of his real form comes into full blossom. That is the ultimate beauty and the ultimate fulfillment of desire. Imagine Prabhupada really feeling that so deeply.
Yeah.
And so one receives a form according to the way of one. One worships the Lord. I've seen that more than once, Prabhupada saying that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Like if we're serving and worshiping through the illusory energy, then we might get the form of a pig. It's this is really the vision of a Mahabhagavat, right? They're like, well, the pig's not serving. No, the Mahabhagavat saying, oh, that spiritual side is also serving Krishna's plan.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Everybody is serving
Yeah.
Krishna's plan. Yeah. So one receives a form according to the way one worships the Lord. The worship of the Lord, that's why it's difficult. Like, is a pig worshipping the Lord? Is a murderer worshipping the Lord? I understand that they follow the Lord because there is nothing outside of Krishna.
Yeah.
So that I understand. But the word worship is what I'm not sure why it is there and what it does mean.
Where in the purport are we looking?
The first sentence of the paragraph before last.
Okay. One receives the form according to the way one worships the Lord. Okay. The way I see that is for us, worship is not the proper word. But I think for the Mahabhagavat, it is the proper word. And I think that's kind of where Prabhupada's coming from in this purport. Like, for us, they're denying the Lord. They're in the prison. Prisoners aren't worshiping the government. They're not respecting the government.
Yeah.
From our point of view, from the point of view of someone aspiring to be a Majjhima Adhikari, where our service is to make distinctions, we wouldn't choose worship. But I think Prabhupada's really
Prabhupada here is coming from the Uttama Adhikari.
Yeah.
And then from the Uttama Adhikari, then everything is complete and perfect and complete.
Yeah.
And then even a murderer or even anything is in place. So there is no mistake anywhere. And then in that perfection, that everyone worships the form of the Lord and get a form according to that worship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We
because after in the next sentence he said, in the material world, the body when receives guided by the demigods. So that sentence kind of gave me the impression that the previous sentence was not speaking about in the material world.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, to use the word material world, he's making a distinction. He's making a distinction. So in the material world, that's where the process works, guided by the demigods. When the pure bhaktas, their spiritual body is revealed in co-creation with Krishna himself, directly, personally.
Yeah. So one receives a form according to the way one worships the Lord, then this is on a spiritual platform, yeah?
Yeah.
It's not like a material form that is serving because of the perfection of the world. Like it's a real worship. The word worship is really applied for like, okay, someone worship like the impersonal Brahman forms, and they will go there if they worship the Lord in neutralities, and they will get another form like that.
I guess I'm not sure what you're asking.
That first sentence, when we see a form according to the way one worships the Lord, it's speaking about a spiritual form.
I think he's talking about everything. Spiritual form, pig in mud, all the living entities in material creation, spiritual creation, everywhere.
And then when he starts in the material world.
Right, so then he's making a distinction. In the material world, one gets their form in a way that's guided by the demigods.
Okay, so he is making a general statement about material and spiritual. And then now in the rest of the paragraph, he goes into a specific
category.
Distinction from that general category.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Okay.
Hare Krishna, David.
Yes, George.
I just wanted to point out something that I was reading that caught my attention. That very last sentence on this purport, it says, that is the ultimate beauty and the ultimate fulfillment of desire. In terms of when we come to the platform of Krishna consciousness, and specifically the words fulfillment of desire, it reminded me of that, of like someone who's in the desert and is so thirsty, and you could offer him any kind of drink that he could offer.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like the idea that Krishna is a taste of water, like someone who's desperately thirsty is gonna die. Like it's like that ultimate fulfillment, the satiation of that thirst is Krishna. So that word fulfillment really kind of they don't want Gatorade, they just want water. They just want that taste of water, which is Krishna. So that just kind of
Thanks for that. Thanks for that. Yes. Yes, I am the taste of water. So there's a special there, and it's like that simple pure taste, and that's service to Krishna, consciously directing our service propensity to please Krishna. Then that's positive Krishna consciousness. That's right. So in one sense, it's all one. The pig is also serving, and the villain and the greedy person. Okay, everyone's serving in one sense, but now, but for the soul to be fully satisfied, then it's that as a flower bud gradually fructifies and yields its desired aroma and beauty. So when a living entity comes to the platform of Krishna consciousness, the beauty of his real form comes into full blossom. That is the ultimate beauty and the ultimate fulfillment of desire.
It's such a beautiful sentence.
So beautiful, yeah.
This Prabhupada come from such a, I don't know, I can feel his heart. So
This,
it's just like,
yeah.
telling it as it is.
We can see,
It's poetry.
yeah, poetry, I was just going to say, a devotional quality is kavi, means that naturally poetic. You can just feel that flowing from Prabhupada in each word. Prabhupada is writing this kind of in his last days in his manifest pastimes, in his Jivana Murti, there in November 1977. So these are like Prabhupada's final purports in his pastimes. Special amongst the special. Thank you. All right, text 50, yes.
I wanted to
Yes.
sort of highlight something to see if I understood it correctly. When you mentioned that, like the distinction between someone who, like in the topmost purity, he sees everyone as a servant.
Yeah.
And as a servant of Krishna. And I guess sometimes it happens that someone out of pure ignorance who sees like a similar thing.
Yes,
right?
exactly right.
So the distinction would be that someone who is in pure ignorance, he will get entangled sooner or later.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know, like someone in the world, and see everybody as a servant of Krishna.
Well, like someone who is trying to imitate, I guess, like the pure stage.
Oh, I see. Someone who is like trying to imitate.
Yeah, everyone is a devotee.
Like a sahaja.
Yes.
Right.
And sooner or later,
You get
So
entangled.
get entangled.
And it's generally sooner rather than later. Right. That's it. Just like, you're trying to make all these things, but if you just smoke enough of this, and you'll see, it's all Krishna, man. And so,
Man.
yes, and so, right, but so it's not even sooner or later. Just even in the moment, like how Krishna conscious is that person really, or is it really tamasic ignorance that like I'm avoiding the pain of not paying my electric bill, or I can't give up smoking or something like that. And so, it's just like, it's a spiritual bypass. It's a spiritual bypass.
I see that sometimes even with like people who are not necessarily devotee. I see that with devotee, but also people that illusion of transcendence because relationship conflicts are too difficult.
Yeah.
And so a way to go in illusion of transcendence is that, you know, they are perfect and they're all good, or they are all servant of Krishna, like that.
Yeah.
And it's to avoid confrontation or to avoid the pain of relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And then that creates painful situations, because then I'm not doing my service of establishing boundaries.
I'm not establishing boundaries.
Yeah. And then I'm being irresponsible, and what does that do? That creates more relations. It's not like everyone loves me.
More relationship and entanglement.
More relationship entanglement. Yeah. Hare Krishna. So much richness in each verse and purport, each sentence really. Text 52 reads, Animadyer Mahima Bir Ajatya Bir Vibhuti Bi Chatur Vimshati Bistatvai Parita Mahad Adibi. Ramachandra, would you like to read?
All the Vishnumurtis were surrounded by the opulences headed by Anima Siddhi, by the mystic potencies headed by Aja, and by the 24 elements for the creation of the material world headed by the Mahatattva, reported by Srila Prabhupada. In this verse, the word Mahimahi means Ishvarya, or opulence. The Supreme Personality of Godhead can do whatever he likes. That is, he is Ishvarya. No one can command him, but he can command everyone. Sad Ishvarya Purna. The Lord is full of 6 opulences. The yoga siddhis, the perfections of yoga, such as the ability to become smaller than the smallest, Anima Siddhi, or bigger than the biggest, Mahima Siddhi, are present in Lord Vishnu. Sad Ishvarya Purno Yat Iha Bhagavan. Adivila, 1st chapter, 3rd verse. The word Aja means Maya, or mystic power. Everything mysterious is in full existence in Vishnu. The 24 elements mentioned are the 5 working senses, Pancha Karma Driya, the 5 senses for obtaining knowledge, Pancha Jnanendriya, the 5 gross material elements, Pancha Mahibhuta, the 5 sense objects, Pancha Mantra, the mind, Manas, the false ego, Ahankara, the Mahatattva, and material nature, Prakriti. All 24 of these elements are employed for the manifestation of this material world. The Mahatattva is divided into different subtle categories, but originally it is called Mahatattva. Very complex.
Hare Krishna. Well, we have here the basic sadhana, the basic Sankhya philosophy, 24 elements. We hear about that a lot. That's there throughout Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, 13th chapter Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, all over the place, teaching of Lord Kapil. We hear a lot about the 24 elements, the souls, the 25th, and the super souls, the 26th, and then the Mahatattva. That's kind of like the primordial soup of material energy. And then something we don't hear much about, but that we are hearing about here, by the mystic potencies headed by Aja. Well, that's where, like even in the complexity we get, we shouldn't be surprised that it's more complex than that. For example, sometimes, because we hear, okay, well, I got it. I've wrapped my mind around it. There's the internal energy, and the marginal energy, and the external energy. Got it. Okay. So where is Shiva fitted? Oh, that's a different topic.
We had that conversation not so long ago in our household.
Where is Radharani fit in? Oh, that's a different topic. And then we go, okay, there's 24 elements, and listen. And then we can read in some places, like Prabhupada will sometimes quote Ramanujacharya, the Sri Sampradaya, because it's there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It talks about the 16 potencies, the 16 energies, Nila, Bu, and Shri.
Uh-huh.
Right? So what's that? So it's just like, yeah, you know, there's infinite layers of complexity. So like in other sampradayas, they hear a lot about the Nila, Bu, and Shri, and 16 other energies that we hear practically nothing about. Lord Chaitanya mentions them. We get one or two purports from Srila Prabhupada. But
and sometimes there's only two.
Yeah, there's spiritual and material.
See,
Yes.
inferior and superior.
Inferior and superior, right?
So many times there's
Yeah.
only two. And the list can go to like from 2 to like
2 million.
Yeah, unlimited.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So we can feel transcendental bliss as we truly expand our knowledge. See, it's not like, oh, we can't know anything. Sometimes people go there too, right? Like, yes, we can't know anything, or even in terms of like, all we have is our experience. No, the soul's full of knowledge, and bhakti itself is knowledge, and knowledge is revealed. So we can take joy, we can experience joy in expanding our knowledge, and not just intellectual, but realized knowledge. And at the same time, you know, this is the true foundation for spirit of discovery. If we think, I got my mind wrapped around it now, okay, then we're in trouble. So I'm giving the Shri, Nila, and Bu. These are other energies of the Lord. How do they relate to Ladini Shakti and Rajas, Tamas, Sattva, and Sandini and Samvit? Things we do hear about. I don't know the answer, you know, and like that. So this headed by Aja. I'm not quite sure. I don't know of any other place where Prabhupada talks about that.
Well, certain is Prabhupada is connected with it.
Yeah, he has realization. We can see we have no doubt. Prabhupada has realization of what he's talking about.
Preservation of what is concerned on the plants of insect life animals. Jamil.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
All right, we're going to go to text 53.
Yeah.
Kala svabhava samskara kama karma gunadibi svamahi pastamahi bir mortimat bir upasita. Malini, want to read?
Translation. Then Lord Brahma saw that Kala, the time factor, Swabhava, one owns nature by association, Samskara, reformation, Karma, desire, Karma, fruitive activity, and the Gunas, the 3 modes of material nature, their own independence being completely subordinate to the potency of the Lord, had all taken forms and were also worshipping those Vishnu Murtis. So maybe Aja is just took the form of those energies, potency, mystic potency. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. Purport: no one but Vishnu has any independence. If we develop consciousness of this fact, then we are in actual Krishna consciousness. We should always remember that Krishna is the only Supreme Master and that everyone else is his servant. Ekare Ishvara Krishna Asava Britya. Be one even Narayan or Lord Shiva. Everyone is subordinate to Krishna. Shiva Virichinutam. Even Baladev is subordinate to Krishna. That is a fact. Ekale Ishvara Krishna Arasabda Britya Areyache Nachaya, Setache Karenutya, Chaitanya Charitamrita, RD 5, 142. One should understand that no one is independent, but everything is part and parcel of Krishna, and is acting and moving by the supreme desire of Krishna. This understanding, this consciousness, is Krishna consciousness. Yastu Narayanam Devam Brahma Rudra Ditaivata Samadvenaiva Viksheta Sabha Shanti Bhavet Dhruvam. A person who considers demigod like Brahma and Shiva to be on an equal level with Narayan must certainly be considered an offender. No one can compare to Narayan or Krishna. Krishna is Narayan, and Narayan is also Krishna. For Krishna is the original Narayan. Brahma himself addressed Krishna, Narayana Swam Nahi Sarva Dehinam. You are also Narayan indeed. You are the original Narayan, Bhagavatam 10, 14, 14. Kala, or the time factor, has many assistants, such as Swabhava, Samskar, Karma, and Guna. Swabhava, or one's own nature, is formed according to the association of the material qualities. Karanam Guna Sangha Shad Asa Yoni Jan Mesu. Bhagavad Gita 13:22. Sad and Asad Swabhava, one higher or lower nature, is formed by association with the different qualities, namely Sattva-gun, Rajagun, and Tamagun. We should gradually come to the Sattva-gun, so that we may avoid the two lower gunas. This can be done if we regularly discuss Srimad Bhagavatam and hear about Krishna's activities. Nastaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavate sevaya. Bhagavatam 1-18. All the activities of Krishna described in Srimad Bhagavatam, beginning even with the pastime concerning Putana, are transcendental. Again. Therefore, by hearing and discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, the Rajagun, Tamagun are subdued, so that only Sattva-gun remains. Then Rajagun and Tamagun cannot do us any harm. Varnashram Dharma, therefore, is essential, for it can bring people to the Sattva-gun. Tado Rajabhava Kama Lobayatayas Chaye, Bhagavatam 1-19. Tamoguna and Rajagun increase lust and greed, which applicate a living entity in such a way that he may exist in this material world in many, many forms. That is very dangerous. One should therefore be brought to Sattva-gun by the establishment of Varnashram Dharma. One should develop the Brahmanical qualification of being very neat and clean, rising early in the morning and seeing Mangalati, and so on. In this way, one should stay in Sattva-gun, and then one cannot be influenced by Tamagun and Rajagun. Tada Raja Tamo Baba Kamado Bhavayashaye Cheta Eter Anuvidam Stitam Salve Pashidati. Bhagavan 1-19. Should I stop here? And we discuss?
If you'd like.
I can continue.
According to inspiration.
Okay, I can continue. The opportunity for this purification in a special feature of human life. In other lives, this is not possible. Such a purification can be achieved very easily by Radha Krishna Bhajan. Devotional service rendered to Radha and Krishna, and therefore Narottam Das Thakur sing Hari Hari Vipale Jamana Gonainu, indicating that unless one worships Radha and Krishna, one's human form of life is wasted. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janmaya Bhayagam. Bhagavatam 1-7. By engagement in the service of Vasudeva, one very quickly renounced material life. The members of the Krishna consciousness movement, for example, being engaged in Vasudeva Bhakti, very quickly come to the stage of being nice Vaishnavas. So much so that people are surprised that Mlecha and Yavana are able to come to this stage. This is possible by Vasudeva Bhakti. But if we do not come to the stage of Sattva-gun in this human life, then, as Narottam Das Thakur sings, Hari Hari, Vipale Janama Gunainu, there is no profit in gaining this human form of life. Sri Viraraghava Acharya comments that each of the items mentioned in the first half of this verse is a cause for material entanglement. Kala, or the time factor, agitates the mode of material nature, and Swabhava is a result of association with these modes. Therefore, Narottam Das Thakur said, Bhakta Sanivas. If one associates with Bhakta, then one's Swabhava or nature will change. Wow, that's so amazing. Our Krishna consciousness movement is meant to give people good association so that this change may take place. And we actually see that by this method, people all over the world are gradually becoming devotees. As for samskar or reformation, this is possible by good association. For by good association, one develops good habits, and habits become second nature. Therefore, the Bhakta Sarivas let people have the chance to live with Bhaktas. Then their habits will change. In the human form of life, one has this chance. But as Narottam Das Thakur sings, Hari Hari Vipale Janmana Gunainu, if one fails to take advantage of this opportunity, one human life is wasted. We are therefore trying to save human society from degradation and actually elevate people to the higher nature. As for karma, desire and activities, if one engages in the devotional service, one develops a different nature than if one engages in activities of self-gratification, and of course the result is also different. According to the association of different natures, one receives a particular type of body. Karanam guna sangha shat sadasad yogin janmasu. Bhagavad Gita 13:22. Therefore, we should always seek good association, the association of devotees. Then our life will be successful. A man is known by his company. If one has a chance to live in the good association of devotees, one is able to cultivate knowledge, and naturally one's character and nature will change for one's eternal benefit. Ah, what a beautiful purpose.
Right, Krishna.
Yes, so beautiful. And so beautiful that Prabhupada said we elevate to the mode of goodness by reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So we are doing that right now.
We're doing that, yeah.
So that's therefore, by hearing and discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, the Rajagun and Tamagun are subdued so that only Sattva could remain. So that's what we are doing right now. Yes. And I appreciate Prabhupada's, as I was reading, I was thinking of all the many people that come to Sattva courses.
Yeah.
And then all, of course, a smaller percentage that do come to programs and I do come associate with Srila Prabhupada, do associate with Prabhupada's books, associate with the Holy Name. And how amazing the transformation that's happened. I cannot see it in myself. I feel like I'm not making any progress and I'm just stuck in a mode of material nature. But I can really appreciate what I witness in others. And now by associating with, Prashadam, the Holy Name, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, classes, kirtan, how fast the transformation happened so quickly. Prabhupada speak about quickly, but it does. Just a few months and then there is a person completely transformed.
It's like, it seems imperceptible, but it's amazingly quickly, amazingly powerful. Like you said, in yourself, you don't perceive it, like that. We were hearing that in group coaching today. They were sharing, one sharing in particular, someone who's been kind of in connection with this Sattva with Prabhupada for a little over 5 years. And she was sharing that even though she experiences herself in the whole roller coaster of material emotion, this and that, but she can see if she actually looks that she's in a completely different consciousness.
The trajectory is so different.
Yeah, and that she couldn't conceive 6 years ago. So so Prabhupada is just, he has full realization of that power. And that's why he's just like, distribute Hare Krishna Maharaj, distribute my books, distribute Prasadam. You know, this is, there's nothing that can compare to actually make a difference for people.
Yeah, yeah. And quickly.
And quickly, yeah.
And I think Prabhupada had so much realization of that because he came to the West and there was no, no people who knew they were devotees at least.
Yeah.
Everybody was a devotee from Prabhupada's perspective, but nobody was like living the life of devotees. And, in weeks, in a question of 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you will see people becoming clean and clear and completely transformed externally, internally, in their habits, in their consciousness, in their intelligence on so many levels and so quickly.
So quickly,
yeah. So, appreciate that.
Of course, yeah. I mean, we see that amongst us in our community.
In our community, so much.
For sure. And of course, then, like back then in the 60s and 70s, pretty much everyone, they would like join the temple, and it would be a 24-hour immersion.
I know, and with devotee,
yeah. It would be a 24-hour immersion.
Yeah.
So there wasn't so much of a congregational program.
Yeah.
Our community is 100% congregational program.
Yeah, 98.
Pretty much. So and you and I had experience. It was Ramachandra, like that. Was the immersion in the temple.
And just the Bhakti Yoga retreat.
Yeah.
I've been in connection with someone who stayed 7 months with me in 2010.
Yeah.
Last night I was just speaking with that person, and I see that too. Even we don't have a full temple, we don't have like the full program manifested necessarily, but living in a house where there is a temple, like the deities are here, Srila Prabhupada is there, the books are there, the holy name is there, the chanting, the regulation, the 4 regulatory principles are there, and I see like just staying in a temple, like my house is a temple, that people transform also very quickly.
It made an enduring, lifelong difference.
Yeah, and I've seen that again and again. Anyone who stays like with you or with me, but it's not about me. I know, but it's about being like immersed in like the picture of Krishna and to be immersed in that kind of lifestyle.
We see that.
Yeah, how powerful, and people who transform their life to have picture all over their house.
Yes. Yeah. Well, okay. So, I've heard. Trying to think of someone in our community. She was telling this was a few years ago, and since you just mentioned pictures and you're looking at George's house there.
Yeah, because I've noticed when we went to their house, they had a lot of pictures of Krishna.
Yeah, and that someone was telling me maybe 2 or 3 years ago that when she first started coming here, which was maybe 8 years ago, and she thought like whatever, like she loved Sakatova experience, and she really liked us, and like that. But she thought like, oh, this is pretty fanatic. Like all these pictures.
All of Krishna. There's no picture of your children or doggies.
Right. And she go in my office, and there's cowherd boys. So she said, but she kept coming, and she would come to programs and like that. But then about 3 years ago, she said, now I want more Krishna pictures for my house. So transformation. Yeah. And I've had a few people say that about the pictures.
Yes.
And then the person says, this isn't typical interior decorating.
That's your specialty.
Right. But then I've had a few, and then they go. But then after a few years, oh, I get it now.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Right.
And I know, like, I have more and more realization. Not that I have a lot. I probably have not even a 1 thousandth of a drop of realization. But like that, all the picture, like those personalities are present, 100% present. They are here. So when people enter the house, when people lodge in a house, stay in a house, they are in constant connection,
they're
association with all those personalities. And all those personalities are showering them with full mercy, full like, okay, like rooting for them. Yeah. So,
Hare Krishna. Okay. It's 8:05. I'm good to read one more verse.
Okay.
If we want to do that. It's a long purport.
It's another long purport.
Yeah. Okay, so do we want one more verse in purport? And I can see it's a long one.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are, I mean, each purport we could spend a month on.
Oh yeah, the one purport I just read is so wonderful.
Yeah, one thing I'm noticing, because what did we read? Two or three? I'm saying like in two purports, probably he's quoting Hari Hari Viplay Janamagunayana 3 times. He's quoting Ekaleshwar Krishna Abasabha Brichya 3 times. Tadaradas Tamobhava Kamalovaidaste Chitatya Nadvidam Stita Sabha 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
It's because he's just like, he's in this deep meditation and he's just like, he's wanting us to get it.
Yeah, I think he's on this meditation. What can I give them? What can I give them? I want to continue to serve them. It's so amazing. Like at our dinner table tonight, we were speaking about retirement.
Yeah.
And Narayan had an idea that to start a business where it's like retirement is death. Learn to live old age with purpose or something like that. And to create that the old people, instead of anchoring to serve their youth and anchoring to do things that they were doing in their youth, to really understand the value of old age and then give to the younger generation, which most civilization has. Even like I'm sure in Greece is still like that. The old people, they are still valuable, but in America they're not. So So I was thinking of Prabhupada, like he's dying, he's on his deathbed, and all he can think about is continuing to do exactly the same thing he did all his life.
Yeah, and to
no retirement.
We can feel this. He just wants to give from a deeper level than ever.
Yeah, exactly. Being even more involved in his mission, being more involved in his service than ever. Yeah, amazing.
I think the last purport, especially, I found it very touching how Prabhupada goes back to the basics, like mentioning the same verses from the second chapter. The first canto.
Very basics.
Reminds over and over again. Just read it every day and count at least a lot of goodness to have a sane human life.
Yeah, read Bhagavatam, Asta Paryashabhadra Nityam Bhagavata. Read Bhagavatam. Yeah, say Krishna. And come to Sattva.
But it's in this lifetime.
Yeah.
He knows the trajectory of the soul.
Text 54.
Satya Jnanananda
Machakyara Samurtaya Aspishta Bhuri Mahatmya Api Upanishadvisham. Dr. George, are you set up to read?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Translation. The Vishnu Murtis all had eternal, unlimited forms, full of knowledge and bliss, and existing beyond the influence of time. Their great glory was not even to be touched by the Jnanis engaged in studying the Upanishads. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Swami Prabhupada. Mere Shastra Jnana, or knowledge in the Vedas, does not help anyone understand the personality of Godhead. Only one who is favored or shown mercy by the Lord can understand him. This is also explained in the Upanishads. Mundaka Upanishad 3.2.3. Nayanatman pravachana nena labhyo Name dasa nabuhana shrutena yame vaisha vrinute labhyas tasyai sa atma vrinute tanun shvam. Supreme Lord is not obtained by expert explanations, by vast intelligence, or even by much hearing. He is obtained only by one whom he himself chooses. To such a person, he manifests his own form. One description given of Brahman is Satyam Brahma Ananda Rupam. Brahman is the absolute truth and complete Ananda or bliss. The forms of Vishnu, the Supreme Brahma, were one, but they were manifested differently. The followers of the Upanishads, however, cannot understand the varieties manifested by Brahman. This proves that Brahman and Paramatma can actually be understood only through devotion, as confirmed by the Lord himself in Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhaktayam Ekaya Graya, Bhagavatam 11:14-21. To establish that Brahman indeed has transcendental form, Srila Visvanatha Chakravarti Thakur gives various quotations from the Shastras. In the Svetasvatara Upanishad 3.8, the Supreme is described as Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parastat. He whose self-manifest form is luminous like the sun and transcendental to the darkness of ignorance. Ananda Matram Ayaram Puranam Ekam Santam Abahuda Drisyamanam. The Supreme is blissful with no tinge of unhappiness. Although he is the oldest, he never ages, and although one, he is experienced in different forms. Sarve Nityas Shastvatas Chadehas Tasya Paramatma. Na. All the forms of the Supreme Person are eternal. Mahabharata Purana. The Supreme Person has a form, with hands and legs and other personal features, but his hands and legs are not material. Bhaktas know that the form of Krishna, or Brahman, is not at all material. Rather, Brahman has a transcendental form, and when one is absorbed in it, being fully developed in bhakti, one can understand him. Prema Jnana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. The Mayavadis, however, cannot understand this transcendental form, for they think that it is material. Transcendental forms of Supreme Personality of Godhead in His person are so great that the impersonal followers of the Upanishads cannot reach the platform of knowledge to understand them. Particularly, the transcendental forms of the Lord are beyond the reach of the impersonalists, who can only understand through the studies of the Upanishads that the Absolute Truth is not matter, and that the Absolute Truth is not materially restricted by limited potency. Yet, although Krishna cannot be seen through the Upanishads, in some places it is said that Krishna can in fact be known in this way. Upanishadam Purusham. He is known by the Upanishads. This means that when one is purified by Vedic knowledge, one is then allowed to enter into devotional understanding. Mad Bhaktim Labate Param. Tachradadana Munayo Yana Yuktraya Pasyanti Atmani Jatmanam Bhaktya Shrutagritaya. The seriously inquisitive student or sage, well equipped with the knowledge and detachment, realizes that absolute truth by rendering devotional service in terms of what he has heard from the Vedanta Shruti, Bhagavatam 1-12. The word Shrutagritaya refers to Vedanta knowledge, not sentimentality. Shrutagrita is sound knowledge. Lord Vishnu, Brahma, thus realized, is the reservoir of all truth, knowledge, and bliss. He is a combination of these three transcendental features, and he is the object of worship for the followers of the Upanishads. Brahma realized that all the different forms of cows, boys, and calves transformed into Vishnu forms were not transformed by mysticism of the type that a yogi or a demigod can display by specific powers invested in him. The cows, calves, and the boys transformed into Vishnu Murtis, or Vishnu forms, were not displays of Vishnu Maya or Vishnu energy. but were Vishnu himself. The respective qualifications of Vishnu and Vishnu Maya are just like those of fire and heat. In heat, there is the qualification of fire, namely warmth, and yet heat is not fire. The manifestation of the Vishnu forms of the boys, cows, and calves was not like the heat, but rather like the fire. They were all actually Vishnu. Factually, the qualification of Vishnu is full truth, full knowledge, and full bliss. Another example may be given with material objects, which may be reflected in many, many forms. For example, the sun is reflected in many water pots, but the reflections of the sun in many pots are not actually the sun. There is no actual heat and light from the sun in the pot, although it appears as a sun. But each and every one of the forms of Krishna assumed was fully Vishnu. We should discuss Srimad Bhagavatam daily as much as possible, and then everything will be clarified. For Bhagavatam is the essence of all Vedic literature. Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Phalam. It was written by Vyasadeva Mahamunikrite when he was self-realized. Thus, the more we read Srimad Bhagavatam, the more its knowledge becomes clear. Each and every verse is transcendental.
Oh, so beautiful.
Your heart's touched.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
His last proposal.
Yeah.
So nice. It's so nice. Can we read them again all?
That's exactly what Prabhupada's saying to do, to read them all again. Yeah. That's exactly what he's saying to do, is to read all of Prabhupada's books over and over again. Yes.
At the end of Krishna book, he said, read that Krishna book over and over.
Yeah.
That's the only book you need.
Yeah. Right. And I feel confident to say we could take that for this one chapter and apply the same principle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the chapter is like,
Yeah.
Everything is.
It's there. Yeah.
Didn't Bhaktisiddhanta, he gave, I think, like a class about the invocation or some, like one mantra from the Isha-Upanishad for like a whole month on Kartik, right?
Well, the way I heard that, the way I've heard it is first verse of Bhagavatam, 111.
First verse.
For 1 month.
Yeah.
He spoke on one verse of Bhagavatam, the first verse for a month. That's the way I heard it.
What I like about here, like what George was reading about the Upanishad.
Yeah.
That the Upanishad, if someone studied the Upanishad, then you know how in Shiva Upanishad, the personified Veda said, please remove the glaring effulgence. And it seems that by the grace of Krishna only, that effulgence can be removed for one who studies the Upanishad.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's it. Prabhupada makes this point a lot, that to make progress in any of the paths, including the Brahman realization, one needs some bhakti.
We made the message loud.
Yeah, yeah. We need the mercy. And so, this purport we just read, it's so philosophical, and we're feeling Prabhupada's love for Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
We're feeling
So much.
He really loves Krishna.
It's really, it's touching. It's really touching. Yeah, you really love Krishna. You love Krishna and you love us.
Yes.
I feel love too. Of course, as part and parcel of Krishna in that way.
He's truly our ever well wisher, how he would sign his letters.
Mm-hmm. Ever well-wisher.
Ever well wisher.
Yeah, Prabhupada could have went to so many other topics this before, but he chooses to go back to the basics. Like I didn't even think like, oh, he loves Krishna. So I immediately thought, wow, he really loves me.
Yes.
He gives me exactly what
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
So
Hare
refreshing.
Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bhakti
Yes,
Judith.
it's
Hare
going to be
Krishna.
nice.
Yes.
We are taking care of all the puja, all the